Hello everybody. So a couple of days ago I made a video reviewing 5 targets I think Wycombe Wanderers should transfer. However, one thing I thought would actually be very useful to do is make a video actually looking at where in particular Wycombe Wanderers need to strengthen. Because there's no point us or the club looking out for players in positions that we already have filled. And there's potentially a need to prioritise certain positions over the other. So what I've done is, you may see it there, I have got a whiteboard and I have put every name on it. Very simple. Blue is first team players and red are B team players. So blue are established first team players and red are B team players who may come into the team and become regular starters like Chris Joseph did or TJ DeBar did. So I'm just going to go through every position with the help of the sage and have a look at who's in each position and where we should go. So at goalkeeper we have Max Striek, obviously an amazing goalkeeper. We do not have any backups whatsoever at present. So I think it would be smartest to bring in a youth prospect goalkeeper similar to Tyler Dickinson, to Blunkel, who've came in the past. They perhaps haven't been as successful as we have hoped, but there's no point not trying again. And I think bringing in somebody young to learn from Max Striek, but not necessarily challenge him, is probably an excellent shout. At left back we have Joe Jacobson. I don't think he should be starting every match. I think he's an excellent leader. I don't think he should be starting every match. So we need a left back. All these squares are positions that I think we need somebody in, and I will talk through all of them as we get there. Obviously, with Jordan Obita leaving, he would have been ideal at that left back position. Now we definitely need to target that left back position. Joe is going to be, he's 36, he's going to be going 37. You're starting to wonder, will he have the legs to play that many games that frequently? I don't necessarily think so about seeing a drop in performance. At left centre back, we have Ryan Tafazolli. I think he's a perfectly good centre back. I think he is not exceptional, but he is very good for League One. And I'm very happy to have him. Again, we need a left centre back. Not even somebody who's a left-footed centre back, but just somebody there who can rotate with him. In my opinion, we should have 2 players for every position. And by that, I don't mean 2 centre backs. We should have 2 left-sided centre backs, 2 right-sided centre backs, 2 left-sided centre mids, 2 right-sided centre mids, and so on. I have made this a 4-2-3-1. It can also very easily be a 4-1-4-1 that we played, or a 4-3-3. For example, Scarron can drop into the middle here, and he can push whoever the midfielder is going to be up, for example. So I thought a 4-2-3-1 was an excellent way just to get the majority positions. You get full-backs, centre-backs, midfielders, centre attack and mid, the 2 wingers, right midfielder, left midfielder, and the striker. So at right centre back, we have Chris Joseph. I think he's going to be a very important player for us this season. I think he is somebody who's improving and looks like a really exciting prospect. He's only going to be, I believe, 23, and the fact he's playing regularly for us is fantastic. We have in red Skura. He is young, I believe. I believe he's 18. I don't think he's one who's going to be coming in immediately, but he is available if necessary. Jack Wakely did sign a new contract, however, he has went out on a long-term, season-long loan to, I believe, Dorking, so he's not going to be at the club to rotate. So I have again said I think we need at least 2 centre-backs, personally, and Skura who can come in as an option. Or we have it right back, Grimmer and Jason McCarthy. If we use Grimmer and Jason McCarthy as 2 right backs, that's absolutely fine. We are sorted right back. We also have Macaulay, who can play right back. He might come into the squad at some point during the season. But if we play Grimmer as a right-sided centre-back, for example, which he did throughout last season, and I actually believe his best position is as a centre-back, that will be then removing this blue box and putting it over to a right back. We're still going to have to sign somebody in defence, whether Grimm is a right back or a centre back. And so having somebody of his ability to rotate it both is exceptional. At Left centre mid, we have Josh Gowan. That's really the only senior centre mid we have. Wheeler can play centre mid. I don't believe it's his best position, but he can rotate. He is a Swiss Army man. He can play at any number of positions. So we do have, theoretically, two centre mids. But we have Josh Gowan. We have Luca Woodhouse. He was described as a left centre mid when he went on loan last season. And we have Young at right centre mid. And you can see we actually need 3 centre mids, I would say. 1 to rotate with Gowan and 2 new centre mids for that position there. I should probably draw that on. Because Young might come into the first team this season. The fact he's not been sent on loan suggests to me that he will be rotating at the very least. But we don't know that for certain, so I would like to see 2 more centre mids, 3 more centre mids come into the first team. At centre attacking mid, that is also one of the other options of other places that we do have players. We have TJ DeBar. He's played right wing, he's played striker, he's played centre attacking mid, but I think he's played best as a centre attacking mid, as a sort of second striker coming in behind Sam Vokes or Hanlon. We also have Wheeler there. I do believe that is Wheeler's best position. He played some excellent games in the mid-late part of the season as a centre attacking mid. And we also have Christy Ward. Now, Christy Ward did rotate as a striker, but as far as I can tell, he is typically a centre attacking mid. At left wing, we have Hanlon. Now, Hanlon's a striker, theoretically. I personally believe he should be either a winger or a centre attacking midfielder. I don't think he is that number 9 that we need. So I'd have him cutting on the inside on that left wing. We also have Jasper Pattenden. He's a hard one to figure out. I believe that Transfer Market says he's a right back. SofaScore says he's a centre mid. But from what I tell, when he went on loan, he played as a left or right winger. And he's right-footed, so I put him in as an inverted winger. We do need somebody there, I believe. And on the other side, we have Gareth McCleary. Excellent player. He will also be getting on. I think he's 35, going to 36. So he's somebody that we're going to be looking for, somebody younger who can maybe pick up some more of the games if he gets injured like he did last season. We definitely need a player for that. Knowing Wycombe, we will get 1 player who can rotate in both roles. But I would prefer to see 2 come in. And finally, at striker, I have also realised I have not drawn in a box under the striker either. We have Sam Vokes as our main striker, and when he plays and gets a regular bit of form and a regular bit of game time, he is very, very good. He's not necessarily not just a target man that perhaps some clubs think he is, some people think he is. I think he's actually excellent with the ball at his feet. You can give him the ball, TJ DeBar can give him the ball, Gareth McCleary can give him the ball, so Gareth can cut in, pass and pass back. He's actually pretty good at finding that sort of space for players. I think his perhaps physicality is going to wane, but I think his mental ability, the fact he's played in the Premier League, he's played for Wales, I think that will really come to the fore as he gets a bit older. So I think he's still an excellent player for us. Damani Mella is then the second backup striker, if you don't include Hanlon at the left wing. Went on loan to Rochdale last season, I believe 12 games, 1 assist. To be fair, Rochdale did struggle. I think this is going to be a bit unpopular. I do think there was a good player in Damani Mella, and I do hope he gets rotated in this season and starts playing very well, because I remember I was at the Burton game, and he came on in the second half, 70th minute, something like that. And the physicality wasn't there. He's a small lad, he needs to bulk up a bit, which I think that's common with guys coming from Premier League academies, youth academies who've not bulked up, and especially with the physicality of League 1, League 2. He needs to improve in that, and I'm hoping he will this season. But mentally, I think he was actually very, very good. I remember there was a couple of passes and a couple of runs he made where he looked just a couple of seconds ahead of not even the opposition team, us. He was making runs, and we weren't realizing. Oh, that's actually a really good run. So I think that if he bulks up a little bit, if he gets better at reading the game, if he gets better at, I think he needs to get bigger and a bit stronger. He's going to get bullied at the moment. We saw Mehmeti had to go through the same sort of transformation. Mehmeti at the start, when he first joined us in the championship, very silky, very good, but he was a bit weaker. He was on the weaker side and he had to bulk up, which we saw. And in the last season for the first half, we saw oftentimes he was able to shrug off centre backs, but that took what, 2 years to get to that point where he was physically strong enough to do so. So overall, I think we need left wing, left centre back, right centre back or right back, three centre mids, a left winger, a right winger, and a striker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. I think we will get 6 or 7 personally. I think we'll probably have 3 centre backs rather than 4 and have Grimmer being able to rotate. I think we'll probably bring in 2 rather than 3 centre mids. I think we'll bring in a winger who can play on both sides. I mean, Hanlon can theoretically play on both sides. Wheeler can rotate. TJ can come on different sides. And I hope we'll bring in a classic striker. But of course, I could be terribly, terribly wrong. I have no involvement with the club whatsoever. I have no idea what their plans are for this season. So, maybe they're going to try an entirely different formation. They could go to a 3-back. I know Matt Bloomfield has thought about using a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. That would be definitely an interesting proposal. We may not necessarily have the players to situate that, but as far as I think 4-2-3 is an excellent base to build around. It gives us players in all the positions. Talking about spending or transfers, Matt Bloomfield did an interview earlier on Wanderers TV. Not everybody has Wanderers TV, so I just like saying these things he said. The latest is that we've been working extremely hard, spending hours on the phone. He talked a little bit about the new head of recruitment, and he goes, we've got a few deals that are very, very close, and we'll hope they'll land in the near future. So I think we're at the point now where this is generally about the time we start seeing the first transfer come in. I think we'll get one announced in the next couple of days. I'm hoping for a centre midfielder. Don't forget as well, we seem far more willing to enter the loan market than we did under Gareth Ainsworth. So we may see, especially at the under 21 level, there's a lot of players who can rotate in a lot of positions. So we bring in somebody like akin to Kem Campbell, but he can play left wing, right wing, and centre attack and mid. And have 2 or 3 of those across the pitch. Somebody can play centre back and right back. Somebody can play centre mid, centre attack and mid. Somebody can play right wing and left wing. And then the next thing you know, we have good squad depth. We're facing what seems to be a tall task at the moment, but I'm sure the club are more than aware of where we need to be at the start of next season. The league is, I'd say, not just slightly weaker, but a good bit weaker than it was last season. Plymouth are gone, Ipswich are gone. The clubs that have came down are not necessarily to the same standard that I think those clubs that went up were. So we do have a very good chance if we recruit smart. And I trust the club at the end of the day. It's obviously frustrating being an outside, but I trust the club. Let me know what you think. If you think there's any positions that I've covered that you think we need to and I haven't mentioned, or you think I've put somebody in the wrong position and no, Will is not some attacking. Let me know in the comments. Let me know when I post this on Twitter. But otherwise, have a great day, Wycombe fans.